fun.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together for
Yeah. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the eighth wonder of the world. The flow of the century, always timeless. Oh! Thank you for coming out tonight. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us. We appreciate that.
Yo! Didn't quite realize we were streaming. Cool. G'day, mate! Hey, it's a today good opportunity to trade. What's up? How you doing? Big Pippin. Ready for some Big Pippin? 3, 2, 1. Hit it. Boom. It takes two to drink it. La la la. La 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 la. Let me remind you that trading is risky, not appropriate for everyone. Your past performance, good or bad, is not necessarily indicative of future results. Please stay small, stay humble, focus on the long term, and never, ever, 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 never risk money you cannot afford to lose. Hi, my name's Wade. Nice to meet you. I'm a currency trader just like you. I might just be a few years ahead. Been trading since 2004, 2003, well, full-time, 2000, I don't know, been a while. So, I've learned a few things along the way. Mama didn't raise no fool. So, I can share technical and fundamental analysis, trade planning, trade psychs, or whatever. So, just please ask questions. Please treat everyone in the chat room with dignity and with respect. And me too, maybe. And if you ask questions and get involved and take notes, you will learn. There'll be something today, something that'll benefit. And then on Monday, something that'll benefit you. And then Tuesday, and then Wednesday. You want to look at this as an education. You don't want to look at this as trade, and you'll become a better trader. That's not how it works. Try that with golf. It doesn't work that way. Okay? So I want you to really focus on something specific and practice. Okay? If you're enjoying these webinars, if they benefit you in any particular way, please thank Traders Way for that. Visit tradersway.com, open up a demo account. Honestly, 30 seconds you're in. Once you're in your back office, download MT4, play some trades. You'll see the execution speed. You'll see the spreads. You'll see the swaps. And you'll be able to make an informed business decision. If you need my chart templates, they're available at metatraders.com. Cool, right? Nice. So thank you, Traders Way. And by the way, this live account that you see me coach on is a Traders Way account. Thank you, Traders Way. And of course, the way I see it is they're investing into your success. So hopefully that earns your loyalty and respect. Some of them, Mr. High Volt, but they're only $5, so. Yeah, when I go full screen, I think it's so much data that it slows YouTube down. But anyways. All right, so where in the world are we, Waldo? I guess we'll start on the left and work our way right. This is Kitty Cad. Do you guys remember the trade plan from yesterday? Cool. Oh, look, I'm in it. Yay! Nice. So you had to make a decision, up or down. Okay. And by the way, this is from the swing trading group, I believe. This is one of the things we talked about yesterday. So if you didn't see this, it wasn't in the free webinar, I don't think. But this is one of the things that we had planned. I remember this now because we were talking about why I wanted oil to go up. Like why is it such a bad thing? I was saying how bad it was if oil continues to fall below 50. And people are like, well, why? Why is that a bad thing? And I explained it and they're like, oh, okay. So this is sort of me like helping out. This isn't oil proper, but there should be a high positive correlation between oil going up, okay, and this pair going up. So anyways, so it's just, I don't know, but plus it was just an opportunity, right? Up, 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 down, down, buy. This is a roll reversal, right? And it's a change in trend. So one opportunity is here. And then the other opportunity, which was, I took it last night, but, okay. And it's really a swing because I'm targeting here conservatively. So I'm on next week's target, and aggressively I'd be hoping for that, okay? Right, Mr. High Volt, and that's not good. The question with all-time low, what currency pair? It says like right in the middle, dude. Right here. CAD, yen. Come on, G West. That's okay, G West. I'm bugging you. Okay. By the way, what a cool name. I like that, G West. I like that. Yeah, right there. CAD yen, buddy. Boom! Max caught the CAD yen a long time ago. Yeah, that makes sense. Like right here. The first hour of the first day of the first month, you're on a buy. Yeah, it makes sense. At this point, though, Max, okay, you can see that it's a counter trend trade only. Okay. No, I know. We all do it, G West. Okay. Now, there's a difference between this, right? What do we call the pattern? Or do you even see the pattern? That's interesting. What pattern do you see, if anything? Oh, well, that, Max, I don't disagree. Don't do that, Max. That's a bad habit. That's bad thinking. Don't even think that, Max. All right. Yeah. This is, right, an inverse head and shoulders. Okay. And that's a reversal pattern. So Max could take it here and have a lot less risk associated with it than here. But this is a legit trade if you're a swing trader. To say there's blood in the streets, like that's, oh, no. Don't think that way, okay? Just trust me on that. Don't even think that way. You have to confirm everything with a setup, okay? So if you said there's blood in the streets and I waited for a reversal pattern at obvious, swing support, oh, okay, that's cool. But just like, oh, blood in the streets, I can't follow any further. No. Don't think that way. Trust me. Just trust me. Okay. So anyway, so what am I doing now? Now I just got the little follow-up. Now we just got price action, right? So what should happen next? Down, 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 up, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up. Okay. That kind of idea. Okay. Okay. That's the thought process. Okay. So it could be a day trade that turns into a swing trade. That'd be cool. Yeah, that's cool, Max. I get that. Okay, yeah, I get that. So we'll get back to that later. Now, here's something odd. I'm buying CAD yet. Oh. I lost my mousey. Am I going to have to use my finger to move a mouse? Off. On. Okay. All right. So this is strange, but this is just starting, right? You see this? It's just starting. Okay. I'm short this one. Okay. So that's pretty strange. And that makes me feel uncomfortable. All right. So I'm up 190 pips. Well, let's just call it 200 pips. I've hit the 200 pip mark. All right, not bad. So that makes me feel uncomfortable. But it's one of these things like, I don't know which one's right. But this was a legitimate setup. And I know CAD is quite strong right now. And I do think oil should go up, even though demand is down. I mean, but whatever. It's a legitimate setup. And this, if I lose 25 pips on this, then so be it. But I'm already running the other way. So it's almost like hedging, right? For example, this is the current trend. I think you would agree. And during these downtrends, there are periods where it's going up. Okay? And so there could be a period like this, don't you think? And I'm long the other one during this, I think, this type of cycle. Okay? But also, we're sort of in that zone where typically I am very open-minded to going from risk off back to risk on. I know by June I'll be risk on again. I don't think I'll make money until September, and then this year we may not even make money till November. But at least typically I stop with the right as we approach April. So I know we're only halfway through March. So I'm thinking in the next 5 or 6 weeks that all the yen pairs will be going up, typically. So there could be an up, a down, right? An up between now and let's say the beginning of March, and then a big down in March for these yen pairs, and then stabilization going into April, maybe, right? So it's happened before. It's just sort of a basic pattern I have in the back of my head. And so right now, this is why maybe I'd play it this way, right? Mr. Hivel, you can check the inventory levels in Wheeling, Oklahoma. Okay, that's something that you can track. There was a time back in the day where they had oil tankers just floating offshore, waiting for oil to go up another $10. So, and then they would unload. It was cheaper just to pay for the ship floating out at sea for weeks on end. Because, I don't know how many gallons of oil is one of those things, but you're like, hey man, if oil pops another $5, it means millions, right? So you wait. So anyways, I would expect if this trend continues for it to do this, right? And if it's going to reverse, it's got to do this, right? So at some point, it's probably going to go up. So that's what I'm anticipating here. Doesn't mean I'm a bull on the other one, okay? It's just a setup. Cool. So that one's doing all right. Should I take profit? Well, my actual target is down here, right? So I'm thinking around 18. So I'd like to make another 100 pips. Okay. So what would my plan be then, guys? Okay. Done. Done. That's it. Beast. Beast. Oh, yeah. I thought about buying this, but it was too late. I think it was here instead of here. So anyways, do you have a plan on this? Or okay, bit of a wild card, right? I haven't followed the news about the new Chancellor of the Exchequer and all the process of picking a new one, or if they have a new one and stuff. So I don't really have any commentary on that. And didn't I sell here? I think I sold here, right? Yeah. So it looks like I got nothing. But again, I had an opportunity. Okay. Had a shot, took it. Okay. Kiwi. Oh, it's bullish for Monday. I think this one I thought about too, but I didn't take it. I guess I just didn't have the right price. I had daily pivot, but there's more important things, right? So the real support is down here around 70.50. So I think I passed on the opportunity. And I think that's what we see here. If we flip it, if you're a bear, okay, you had this yesterday. I think that's what it was. I saw this originally, and it's great and all that, you know, it was holding it down, but it makes me uncomfortable to see like like all of this, right? So it just didn't look like the market was confident yet, and I didn't sell it and I didn't buy it. But if I was a bull, I might be thinking about this area as I just mentioned, okay, as a plan, and then down here as a plan, okay? Just visually, if I was a bull, okay, I'd be thinking this, or I'd be thinking double bottom, right? So bears have to contend with that. And this to me seemed like bears were nervous, okay? They sold where they were supposed to sell, but no one had the guts to let it run. Cool. Aussie, I'm on this one, and it just hasn't really worked out for me. Let's take a look. Let's go more into a 15. Yeah, and I think it was just I was at the right place at the wrong time. So if I'm long, it must have been in here in Asia. I think what I saw was a perfect bounce, and I paid the penalty for just a piss poor entry. I don't know. I must have saw something on a higher time frame. Yeah, I can see it now. It looked like this to me at the time, or like this. Okay, that's what it looked like at the time, in particular. The bottom of this range and all that kind of stuff. You can see I'm messing around trying to find a trend or find a top or a bottom. So anyways, it looks like a piss poor entry actually. It looked all right at the time. Yeah, disappointed. That's not very good. What was I doing? What was I thinking? I don't remember. So I can see we got obvious support here. You can see like one mistake I've made here is these should be stepping up. And this is a step down. So I'm down probably what, 18 pips, 15 pips. Let's see. 17 pips. What else do I got? I'm trying to analyze this, see if I can save this or something. Let's take a look at a confluence. So I can see that I was playing this as support. Yeah, I see. I see what I was trying to do, and sort of just mediocre effort on this part. What was I doing? Come on, dude. Like, I'm a little high. You see, I'm supposed to be down here. So my stop is where I should be entered. So my entry was about 25 pips late. All right, I'll close it. That was a piss poor effort. Piss poor effort. All right, so cool. Boo. So I got one and I lost the other on these. So split the difference. Just it wasn't. That wasn't my plan. So let me explain this out loud. I have to formulate the thought process first and translate that. To me, it's the plan that's important, not the pips. And, right? And my plan is like this, kind of farting around here. Like, it wasn't losing much. I mean, it was, 17 pips, right? Nothing. That's nothing. But that's not what my plan was. My plan wasn't this other thing. My plan was I should be up here. Like, this is my plan. This made sense. Again, not a great entry, but it'll probably do all right. My stop is at 25 pips, right? Like, it's nothing. Absolutely nothing. Right? Because you know I'm going for 200 or 300 pips, right? So, like, I got 10 to 1 win-reward ratios. 25 is nothing, right? So this is going as planned. The other one, it wasn't that I was down 17. It was like it just wasn't, right? Like, for example, if I was a bull here, I'd buy this, right? So for it to fart around here, even if it was only minus 10 pips, well, that wasn't the plan. The plan wasn't to fart around. The plan was to bounce off that and skyrocket, right? So one of the things I worry about being in a mediocre trade is I miss the next 3 or 4 really good setups because I'm staring at the one that's minus 17 where I could be making 50 on the next one, right? So I'd rather just keep my powder dry, so to speak, and focus on the next new trade. If it didn't skyrocket during London, why would it skyrocket now? Retail sales, but I could also lose whatever. So I just move on, right? Cool. Yes, retail sales. We get retail sales. So I guess we'll move to $1 or the dollar scan. Mm-hmm. Here's a weird one. I just pulled it up. It's getting ready for the actual release. And it's like, for release, Thursday, January 16th, 2020. That's not a real date. January 2020 monthly report scheduled for release. Yeah. So anyways, it's kind of funny. So I'm waiting for the actual report. So I'm just waiting for the release. Oh, you know what I'm thinking? January. Oh, that's funny. Yeah. I guess that is a real one. It's February already. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Loo. Time is it? Oh, we got about another 30 seconds or so. Friday, February 14th. Yay! Yeah. Yeah, we got it right here. Wow. Look at this decline in auto sales. Increase of 0.3%. 4.4% year over year. So anyways, you can go through this if you want, but let me give you the link. So I guess auto sales were bad, but the interesting thing is if they can't get new inventory, that's good because they have excess inventory now. whatever. Because of the China virus. Cool. Well, that was super exciting. I can't quite lock in 100 pips. So I'll lock in 85. So I got 85 pips locked in. What else is going on here? We're at the psych level, so it should go up now anyways. Cool. What else is going on? Ba 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 ba. Boo 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 boo. So I got to keep this marked as support. We got to mark the trend. So some mediocre, right? Mediocrity going on there. I'm going to change this template. I'm going to put it on the confluence. Pachow, pachow. What do we see here? Once again, sort of mediocrity on that time frame. Yeah, this is... Do you want to stay a bear? Then you're going to have to maybe sell off the moving averages. Okay? And then, as a bear, you know you're probably going to be challenged down here. Whoop. Okay? If you're a bull on this, then, well, typically you would look here and drag that across. The other thing you'd look for now is something more like this, if you're a bull. Okay? But recognize you're still counter trend. Okay? I mean, think about how much less risk there would be if this had already formed a bottom for you, right? And you were buying here next week, or you were buying here next week. I mean, just this, where we are now is a little tricky. You're a buyer in a downtrend, but the way you would typically do this, okay, is you would do two things. First, you would use Fibonacci to measure this. Okay, and then you would confirm this with price action, but price action is even lower. So if you wanted to be a bull on this, down, 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 up, up is what you're thinking. Okay, but you still have to recognize that this is currently a downtrend, not an uptrend. So remember, I said you should always have a bias. And then when you open up a chart, because your bias has nothing to do with the chart, you can confirm or deny market conditions. So if you're a bull, are these market conditions bullish? Like, are you trending bullishly? No. Could you wait a week? Maybe, right? Does that make sense? So you could do this. It's pretty aggressive. And if you know you're being aggressive, at least you'll manage the risk. Okay? But it would be nice if you were a bull in a situation where there was a bullish trend, not a bearish trend. What? So you would do something like this. If you wanted, you would help yourself predict the future. It's not quite right, but guess we'll do it this way. You know what you can do? Let me redo this with an equidistant. You guys ever use equidistant channels? Okay. So it's this. And then I hope it will let me adjust. No, it makes this one adjust, huh? No. Anyways, so you do this to say, hey, Wayne, if it's bullish, it's going to look this way, right? Yeah, but that's, yeah, and I said that earlier, Carlos. The other way you would do it, remember, they're all the same thing. So just whatever tools you prefer, right? But to me, it's all the same thing. It doesn't matter. None of it matters. It's all an illusion. Okay. So if this works better for you, then do that, right? If you're a bull. But confirm it here, and this is a lot less risky, okay? If you're a bull, okay? Now, being a bull is risk on. Make sure that fits with your bias. Okay? So right now, 30 is holding. That's what I'm hoping for. If I can get this back up, what I'll do is I'll lock in 100 pips profit. All right, well, Victor, hang out here for a while, all right? Been doing this for 15 years, so you got time, man. The other thing, consider taking the courses at fxbootcamp.com. Okay. All right, so let's go to the news trade. Let's do Bitcoin, gold, and oil. Yeah, the risk on, risk off, just simple, very, very simple macroeconomics. Cool. Let's drop into a 15. What was the plan we set up yesterday? I said, hey man, this is support. Well, it hasn't really gone up, but it has certainly not gone down either, right? Up, 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 down, down, up, 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 maybe. Notice, however, we're not on the bottom of the channel. Okay, but anyways, that shouldn't matter too much. Check it out on a higher time frame, maybe. Do we have any dynamic levels of support? And yes. Okay. Up, 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 down to the 21. Up, 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 down to the 21. Up, 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 up. Is that plausible? How plausible? Would you do it if you were you? Benjamin says the swing trading group was fire yesterday. Oh no! Or is that good? Yeah, I know. Not bad meaning bad, but bad meaning good. Was that Run DMC? Think so, right? I'm best of the best, best believe I'm the baddest. Yeah, I think that's Run DMC. The butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker. Yeah, that's old school Run DMC, I think. Oh my God. All right. Gold still just slowly working its way up. Just slowly working its way up. This is the monthly plan looks like this for bulls. It's way off the screen there. The weekly plan is here for bulls, which just gets you to the top of the channel. So most likely you're going to get a bit of a hybrid where it goes, you know, and then it goes, and then it goes, and we just kind of work our way to the top of the channel and just slowly fart around here for a while. Okay. Yeah, Anthony knows Run DMC. So anyways, gold, yeah, super slow. And you know how the story goes. Okay, so here we go. WTI. My oh my, WTI. Okay, we're in this mode. Okay, then we hit the 50 mark. This is where I say, pay attention and make a decision. The decision is, okay, we're going to get to the 50 area and head up to 65, or we're going to breach the 50 area and head down to 35. That's what I said. You make a decision. Which one is it? Okay? And then I said, I prefer up. Okay? Great. So now we got this and we got this. So what's your next move? Are you going to take this? What's your plan, Stan? I prefer CAD yen in that thought process, Pro, because we're still concerned about the Fed, where I think Bank of Japan, I mean, we're not as concerned about BOJ, right? So I think the clearer shot is CAD yen. And of course, I'm long CAD yen as of yesterday. So part of my plan on CAD yen was that it looks like we got a bottom, okay? Took 2 weeks to form that bottom. So it must be a J-low. It's an old joke. It's how long we've been trading currencies. Because then it moved on to Kim Kardashian, and now that's an old joke, I think. Right? Like, I don't know who the new J-Lo is, but anyways, a J-Lo is a big wide bottom. that's how long we've been trading currencies. Right? A big wide bottom. It's not even funny anymore. Right? It's not even funny. Like, I remember, like, my kids are like, who's Britney Spears? I'm like, trying to be cool. You're like, what? Yeah, what? All right, so anyways, what's your plan, Stan? What are you going to do? So how do you thread this needle? Let's drop into a 15. How are you going to thread this needle? It's going to go up and hit the target. Oh my God, what target? Well, you got an entry here for a bull, right? What's the target for that bull? At, believe it or not, $50 a barrel. Can you believe it that that was a psychological level? And it was a technical level. But when somebody bought it there, where was their target? You should know what they were thinking. Tell me, what are they thinking? What's their target? If you don't know their target, how are you supposed to set up next week? I need a more specific target than 60. That sounds generalized. It's a very specific question. There's a hardcore answer. Right, correct. M4. Thank you, Cisco. Okay, $52.74. Not 60. 60, no good. That's a terrible answer. Sorry. Okay, so we hit this. What's going to happen? Tell me the future. Don't predict it. Tell me. Yeah, I'm trying to get rid of the generalized things. I want you to talk with more certainty. That's all. Profit taking. Of course. If they were so smart to get in here, because Guys, this is exactly what you're supposed to do. It's in the training course. It's in the book. I mean, think of it. I wrote a book 13 or 14 years ago. I'm like, in this situation, you're supposed to buy. Of course you're supposed to buy. So look, somebody looked at it, said, I'm a bull. That's my price. And they bought it. Of course they bought it. That's how you trade. It's the whole thing. That's it. Like, this is what you're supposed to do. So they did what they're supposed to do. Good. What's their target based on what they're supposed to do? Take profit here. That's the next move. Cool. So you missed this one if you're a bull. Is it over? No, of course it's not over. Just set up the next trade, right? So what's the next trade? Well, let's redraw the current trade. The current trade is this. What's the next trade? This is a little too fat. Let's try this one. The next trade is boom. Okay? So get ready, because this ain't funny. Right? My name's Wayne McD, and I'm about to make money. Pulled out the WTI, named it at the sky. Yeah. Trying to fit in all the old 80s rap music. It's not working very well, right? Pulled out the WTI and aimed it at the sky. Price pulled back and I let two fly. Anyways, I don't know. It's not quite working, but anyways, if you're a bull, this is what you're setting up, okay? So you already know what you're going to do next week. Now, here's the part that'll blow your mind. There is no spoon. No, wait. Here's what'll blow your mind. It's at the same price right now as you'll buy it next week. But the risk associated is significantly less. World's Best says, hey, Wayne, how do you use pivot points to identify the target? These pivot points have patterns. Okay? So this tells you this. That tells you that. So, right? There's really only two patterns, two major patterns. So it's very definitional for me. Pivot points predict the top and bottom of the market. That's what they do, right? So if you know how to use pivot points, that's what they're telling you. It tells you the target. Okay? Yeah, Heath, I actually put that in my book, and I don't explain that it's from the Matrix or anything. I just say there is no spoon. It's actually a subchapter. Okay. How do you get the pivot points? You go to metatraders.com and you pay $5. You download them, you install them. You get my template, so you then install the template, and then boom, you got it. Okay, metatraders.com. I'll even type it in. http://www.metatraders.com. Okay. I'll show it to you if you want. You are not alone. Alone, 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 oh my. A little slow today, see? Cool, right? Customize your MetaTrader platform like a 50s hot rod. Vroom, vroom, ba, 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 ba. Cool, right? Cool. Whatever. So that's it. So I'm all about next week. Okay? All about next week right now. Oh, we're holding the role reversal here. If you're a bull, you should be kind of interested. It's holding. Right now we have a bearish plan on there. I'm not entirely sure why, but let's put it back to bullish. Okay. Whoop, whoop, whoop. See the step up? And this is the new step up. Okay. So here's the interesting thing about this template is it told you 9 hours ago, 9 hours ago, when we were up here, it said this. Next projected buy zone, 143. Oh, you mean buy here? Yeah. Okay. Isn't that nice? Up, 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 up. Well, double bottom. Up, 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 down, down, buy. 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 Got it? This one is not available yet. I've been testing it. So I'm going to release it on Monday to the swing trading group. Okay? So on Monday, it's a holiday in the United States. I'm still going to spend an hour at 11 a.m. teaching my entire swing trading group how to day trade. I'm going to spend Monday teaching day trading, Tuesday teaching day trading, Wednesday teaching day trading, and then Thursday we have our normal swing trading meeting. So next week, if you're in the swing trading group, there's 4 meetings next week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And in the day trading, all swing traders get day trading for no extra charge. It's totally right. So if you want the day trading course, just go to swing.fxbootcamp.com. And on Monday, there's going to be a bonus. On Tuesday, there's going to be 2 bonuses. And on Wednesday, there's going to be 2 more bonuses. Okay? And all of this comes, it's funny, it's a bonus, but this whole thing comes for free if you're in the swing trading group. So if you join the swing trading group now, you get to swing trade and you get to day trade. You get the swing trading course and the day trading course and all the swing trading meetings. And like, dude, time to sign up, man. Yeah, how could you not join, right? So that's that. That's it. So I'll see you. So this will be released for the first time to the swing trading group so that they can day trade. So the first people are going to get it is my swing trading group. So if I were me, I would join the swing trading group now, spend the whole weekend watching the swing trading course. And I think there's something like 30, no, there's got to be more than, I bet you there's more than 50 hours of swing trading group meetings you can watch after you do the swing trading course. And then on Monday, you dive right into the day trading course, which I'm doing live. So it's like, you could just spend the next 100 hours swing trading and day trading. Okay? Yeah, no, it'll be recorded, Benji. So I'm pretty sure everybody in the swing trading group would recommend you join. So there you go. Okay? You know what, Mr. Highvolt? Many people don't like that, though. So I'm trying to balance the two. Many people are like, man, I don't like when you just bang through it all. It's too fast. I like to hear the other things. I want to hear more fundamentals. So anyways. The recording from yesterday is up there right now, Abel. I even sent out an email to let everybody know. Yeah, so it's one of those things, right, Mr. Highvolt? So my style every week changes slightly to try to give everybody a something, right? So, cool. Hey, Max, I'm in a negotiation class right now at Harvard, and after 7 graded assignments, I'm currently at 100%. All right. We did dollar. We did yens, right? We did dollars. We did yens. I did oil, gold, Bitcoin. What do you guys want to do? Yeah, Mr. Highvolt, I do that with school. If I have to watch recordings of stuff, I got 2 times as hard, but 1.5 for sure. I'd watch all my lecture recordings at 1.5, sometimes 2. So that actually felt really good because you get all of a sudden you're like, man, I learned jujitsu, right? You feel like Neo in the chair. Yeah. Yeah, I love it though. I prefer it. So anyways, Euro weak, we already know that. CAD strong, we already know that. Yen, this is inverse though, isn't it? So yen actually weak. But you can't flip it on MT4, I don't think. So it's pretty good. So I'm on the right trade. I'm on the right trade, so that's good. Pound, we're not really sure how if that's gonna flip or not. Okay. Yeah, it's still holding. Okay. So we'll see. So here's the 15-minute view and here's the hourly view. Isn't that nice? So here's my entry, here's my stop. So like I said, there's 85 pips locked in. I need this to kind of stay above the psych level. Which is there. So I kind of need it to stay there. Typically I'd let it fall as far as 80, but that again doesn't get me much. So I'm just going to lock in some more. So I got 100 pips locked in. That's the worst I can do on this trade is make 100 pips. Yeah, it's not bad for a Friday. Okay. So what do I got going on here? Oh, I gave quite a bit back on Euro Lira. So Lira is weak right now. Huh. All right, that's not so good. What else? So I think that's what I had yesterday, 125 pips on peso. These have been floating around for a while. Still have 250 pips on that one. This one I'm at break even. Pound yen, I have 120 pips with 100 locked in. So I'm more worried about, yeah, sort of the turn. We'll see around London close how we'll do. I have a feeling this pound will produce some more pips for me. Well, see, Pro Trader, the thing with my carry trades is I'm in it for the not for the pips, right? The carry trades, I'm not in it for the pips. I'm in it for the carry. So again, my peso is paying me 200% a year guaranteed with daily payments. And my Euro Turkish lira is paying me 1,000% a year guaranteed in daily payments. And my Euro Rand is paying me 600% per year with daily payments. And so I'm not in it for the pips, really. See what I mean? So one of the things I'm trying to achieve, like let's say one of the things I'm trying to do with the Euro Turkish lira trade is tie that in with my exotics training course, which I want to do in the future. And I want to show that I've been in the trade for 1 year. So I think that's May 9th. Okay. And I want to show and say, look, I'm in this trade for 1 year now, and I have 1,100% return on investment. Only in swap collection, just in interest payments. I've made $1,100 off of a $100 investment. And then who knows where the pips will be. I might have, $200 in pips, which would be 200%. But I might have $1,200, right? Which would be 1,200. So I'm like, look, I have such and such percentage, right? So it'd be cool if I showed you like this exotic trade. I sat on it and made 2,000% for the year, right? As an example of what an exotics trade can do for you, right? You see what I mean? So like if we recorded it today, I'd say, okay, I'm in it since May 9th, right? And I've earned 862% on my $100 investment, just in interest payments. Plus I'm up another $700, right? So right now, if I cashed out right now, I'd have a 1,600% return on investment if I walked out right now. Okay? It's not bad, right? So that's what I'm trying to show. And so I'm just hanging on. I'm collecting, I get paid every day, so that doesn't matter. Yeah. So I do want to show that. So because actually I still want to do these things, and I hope I can do it. I have such a busy summer and all this crap. You guys don't care, but I definitely want to do the South Africa, Turkey, Mexico training. Like I want to go to all those places. Oh, March 10th, I'm going to do a meetup in New York City. Who would like to meet? I bought the plane tickets and everything. I will be in New York City, March 10th. Would anyone like to meet up? I'll set up a thing where, where you can confirm. Okay. So my thought process is I don't know how many guests I'm allowed, so I have to look into that. But I'm hopefully you can come into the Harvard Club and we can have a drink at the bar and you can just see the Harvard Club. It's ridiculous. And there's if you haven't graduated, if you don't have a degree from Harvard, you can't even apply. And then when you apply, you got to like shower and rain them with money. So anyways, I'm a member. So my thought is, what a great opportunity for you just to come in and see the place, right? So I'm staying there for a couple of nights. So we can get together that on the 10th, come in, have a drink, you get a little tour of the place, ultra exclusive, right? Cool. And then around the corner is Bryant Park, my favorite park in the world, and right across the street from that is my cigar bar. So that we can go have a cigar if you want. If you so choose, we can sit down in the basement. It's quiet. We can have a cigar. We can talk shop, talk whatever. Okay. Okay. Dude, I just showed it. Did you just log in or something? These are the trades I'm in right now. All right. So let's get off dollar then. Sort of had a long week. I'm kind of like, oh, Carlitos is down in Wall Street. Will you come up to Midtown then? Let me show you peso. Cool, right on. Oh, this is my lira. Oh, I see why it bounced. It's funny. I did that when I was planning my stuff yesterday. Here's that full trip. Some people were very upset about this rally, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to leave it. And now 100% drop again, back to where we were. Very cool. How long did I live in the Bay Area? Gee whiz, from 1990 to 2007, I think I sold the house. Take profit this time, baby G? Well, the weekly plan would be M3 to M1. So I could target S2. Maybe. Right. Well, it is a carry trade. It's for sure a carry trade. Yeah, and you know, alchemy is out. Totally get that too. I guess I haven't quite made it. Cool. So how many people did we get? Looks like about 10 people. I bet I'll send out an email. I bet you we can get about 25 of us together and just hang out if you want. Oops. Yeah, so lira really got weak on us. But the next trade is this. If it's going to break. See you, Mr. Highvolt. I think they're different berries. So I lived for a while in Westwood Village, which is sort of near Bel Air. And it was actually a pretty amazing place because you could walk to everything, walk to restaurants, walk to coffee shops, walk to everything. And this apartment that I had was pretty amazing because it was right next door to the UCLA nursing school. I got some funny stories. But let's just say there were lots of girls in bikinis. Yeah. It was just pretty funny. LA is different. They couldn't be more opposite from each other. So typically, the way it goes down is people from Northern California hate people from Southern California, and Southern California people have never been to Northern California. Never even occurred to them. They're like, what? Oh, San Francisco? Yeah, I was there once. But they don't, there's no even thought. So. FM might come up from DC. That's cool. You know, if we did a meetup in DC, FM, we would meet at the Willard. But I think that'd be fun. Up in Davis, yeah. All right, I feel like we're kind of done, guys. I know you guys get upset when I babble. I'm just tired. It's been a long week. I got homework to do. Right. Look at this. Here's the agenda. Oops. Okay. So you got some nice reading. Right? But it's, it's 30 pages, 30 or 40 pages of lovely reading. Oh, you can't see what I'm doing here, but it's just lovely reading, stuff like that. So I got to read several case studies. So the thing about Harvard is it's all case studies, right? Actually, Javier, I don't like the Ritz-Carltons in, the one in Georgetown, right? That's the modern one. I think Georgetown or DC's got 3 Ritz-Carltons. None of them are really sort of my thing. Why am I in Harvard? I'm trying to be a role model for my children. So while they study and do their homework, they see daddy studying and doing their homework. So instead of me just yelling at them all the time, I let my wife do that. They just see me hauling ass 24 hours a day. So sometimes my daughter comes out and she does her homework with me at Starbucks. And we're sitting in Starbucks. Yeah, Ricky, that's just what it is. Sometimes I have to highlight a lot of things, and plus I lost my tablet. I don't know where it is. If you see my tablet, let me know. Molly, I don't know why they'll let me in. No, I'm in America. Okay. But I graduated my first degree at the top of my class on the dean's list of academic excellence. So I graduated cum laude. So I have some merit. Oh, funny, Barry. I heard someone say the other day that, how'd they describe it? I can't deliver the joke as good as I heard it, so forget it. So have a nice weekend. I have to write a paper. So that's what I have to do today and tomorrow. So I have to go through this paper about Royal Dutch Shell and their D&I program, Diversity and Inclusion program. And then I have to write a paper about analyzing it and how I think they should improve it and give them feedback like I'm a management consultant, which this is what they're training me to be. Harvard, when you get a graduate degree at Harvard in management, it's strategic. You're either a management consultant or you're a CEO. That's what they're training you to be. So anyway, so I have to make some recommendations for Royal Dutch Shell on how to improve their diversity and inclusion program. Matt, the pound, yeah, I don't know where it is now. I think it's profitable still, right? No, I'm still making money on it. So if it breaches through 83, I'm going to move my stop. So I have 25 pips. Guess I can move it a little closer. I don't need to be, yeah, that's about right. So now what do I have on it? 16, all right, 17 pips. So I have 17 pips risked. All right, not too bad. Could be worse. What I did was I was watching where we are relative to the moving average on the 4 hour. And of course, it's been a candle, so that's moved up a little bit. So I'm trying to ride the 21. And if we're down here testing the 55, it would sort of still rally up. It's just sort of like I did on the Aussie yen. My plan is for it to rally up. Now, my entry was mediocre, but, you know, I have time considerations, right? So anyways, it was what I did, and I should be down here closer to 75, but I got in more like 85. I mean, so my entry's 10 pips off, but over the course of 16 hours, 10 pips isn't very much. So we'll see if it heads back up, right? Wayne eventually will be a Fed chair? No. I couldn't imagine anything more horrible than that. Okay. I'm a killer. I'm not a farmer. I'm a killer. Natural born killer. How about our weekend homework suggestions? Well, one thought, one interesting thing to think about is our challenge with oil. We've had demand destruction, right? And I would go back and look at maybe inventory levels where we are now versus historic, and then also look at demand destruction based on the virus out of China, and then see what you can think of. Just think of it like, interesting. I mean, it's a very interesting scenario. I've said it before, where when you draw, let's do it this way. When you draw the chart, okay, you generally move the supply curve a lot. okay? And you're moving it this way, and you're moving supply this way, and it's very fluid, okay? They produce, they don't have enough production, then they have too much production, and then too much production, so they don't produce very much, and then it goes back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. You very, 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 very rarely shift your demand curve from D star to D1, right? You rarely do that. And this is what's happened. So like you might start here and then the supply curve shifts this way. And then the demand curve shifts this way. This demand curve shift, that's what I mean by demand destruction. It's a very unusual thing. It's very unusual. So you might want to just think of it academically. Okay. Yeah, CAD is a reasonable substitute for oil, sure. OPEC will fix it in March. So what does that mean? All right, well, we have D1 demand, well, D star, let's say normal demand, and supply one, normal supply, okay? And now we've shifted to D, I'll call it D2, or D prime. So we're down here. So oil prices, this is price, this is quantity. So quantity is shifted from equilibrium 1. So we'll put this Q1 to Q2. Or sorry, demand is dropped. Which, okay, the quantity demanded is dropped. So price is dropped. So now we're at equilibrium 2. So there's the new price, there's the old price. So price is dropped, quantity is dropped. So what will happen if supply shifts left? Or, right? So that's what OPEC is saying, right? So now OPEC is saying we're going to shift the demand curve this way. Okay? They're going to produce less. Okay? And we may get a higher price. Is the thought. They can't force people to buy more oil, but they can challenge, right? So they can shift it from S star to S prime and try to raise prices. Okay. So I don't know, you can think about it, read it. Is that what they're doing? Why are they doing that? All that kind of stuff, right? But it's a very, very unusual move. Well, no, their reaction is not. The demand destruction is very unusual and very disconcerting. Okay? An exogenous demand shock. I don't even know if you Googled it, if there is a response. It's really strange, right? So you got to be very careful. Dan, is the chart too confusing for you? You should ask a question. If you have a question, let me know. If you have negativity, check it at the door. Try again. Look at the charts, no wonder. We'll simplify it for Danny Boy, Dan the man. It's too much for him, so we'll simplify it. Hopefully that's not too much. All right, he'd retract. All right, cool, Dan. But the best thing is just ask a question. Oh, yeah, okay, so scalping. All right, scalping is fairly easy. Maybe not in there. So I prefer a general setup because for me to scalp, I prefer to have a longer term support and resistance. So I don't see anything here. So there's no real scalping this way. And by the way, some people might want to scalp this up. I'd be careful because you got fib wars here. We don't talk about this very often, but bears are going to set this up for a sell. And if you're only buying now, you're just so late that you're gonna get punished. So that's not how to scalp. So typically, I like to start with finding something that is at obvious longer term support and resistance, and then scalp off that. Okay. This not quite. Let's move all these to 4-hour charts. Okay. So once I do that, Dan, then I drop into smaller time frames and simplify my charts. Right. That's fine. Like I probably feel better scalping Bitcoin. Okay, I'm kicking off the 4-hour 21. I'm set up off next week's swing zone. Okay, fine, great. Let's drop into a 5-minute chart. Okay, and that's where I'd be living right now. Okay, and what is likely to happen, Dan, in the next few hours on Bitcoin is some sort of up, 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 down, down, up, 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 down, down. Right, so that's in my mind. So if I was scalping this long as a bull off the 4-hour 21, which is my general strategy, I want to look for opportunities to buy here, and buy here. Okay. Now I don't need a trend on a 5-minute chart because that doesn't represent a proper market. So I can simplify faux show. I can get rid of I can get rid of my 200 EMA if I wanted. Okay. I don't have any weekly pivots to worry about because I'm already through them, right? I'm already through them and I'm on next week's pivots. So I already got that in the back of my mind. I don't need that. Probably don't even need the monthlies, so I'll get rid of that. Okay. Right, so now I'm in this scenario. Okay. So now what I need is proper price action. Down, 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 down. Okay. Then we need the higher high. Up, 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 up. Down, down. Up, 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 up. Where am I going to be challenged? I'm going to be challenged here. Okay. So we've got to be careful of that. Okay. So one way of looking at this is buy in, you know, I don't even really need the 5.8, but I'll leave it there. Buy into the 21. Okay. So another, if you don't like this setup, you could do it this way. Are they all? Okay. I can do it this way, Danny boy, if this is easier. It doesn't really matter what layout. Okay. You could be doing this. Buy into the ribbon. Buy into the ribbon, right? So I'm just going to ride the ribbon, man. Okay. So the interesting thing is all this is sort of set in stone. I've done the bigger time frame. I know I'm on the 4-hour 21. I know I'm on next week's pivot points, you know, all this kind of stuff. I know I'm in an uptrend. So in a scenario like this, I would buy in the ribbons, okay? Right? Up, 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 down, down, buy. Up, 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 down, down, buy. Up. The other parts to use, typically, you know, you're going to use things like roll reversals. So it's price action is what I'm doing here. Oops. Okay. Price action is going to be important. Oh, man, drawing tool, go away. Okay. Okay. See, you buying into the ribbon, buy into the ribbon, buy in the ribbon. Okay. This is in the complete toolkit at metatraders.com. And I didn't know this was a guppy. That's interesting. I think he was one of the co-authors in a book I participated in. Yeah, Daryl Guppy, right? No, right here. See, guys? It says M1 Bitcoin USD. That's a 1 minute. You can use a $5. Yeah. But the thing is, you should note that I've already made all my decisions. That's the issue with scalping. I've made all my decisions. I'm done. So now I'm buying dips. That's that. There's nothing else. Nothing really matters. Anyone can see. Where's the bid line? I guess it's gray. Got the ask. The ask is blue. So where's the line graph? Bar, outline, green, foreground, background, volume. Interesting. It's just no matter what, it's black. How funny is that? Bull candle, grid. Anyways. But yeah, Guppy. I'll show you Guppy. This is one of the books I participated in. The Wily Trading Guide. And Daryl Guppy is, and then look at Wayne McDonald. Cool, right? And that's the one where I say, if you don't plan for the future and take control of your destiny, you'll find yourself 75 years old working at Starbucks because you get health insurance and you can eat leftover muffins for breakfast. Do you look for hidden bulls? I don't even know what a hidden bull is, man. You buy dips. Not hard. Oops. I got to put it back. So anyways, I didn't know that was a guppy thing. Honestly, I didn't know. All right. So here we are sitting around waiting and waiting and waiting, right? La 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 la. So 50% of you have not clicked the like button. How come? It's really been that bad? You know, it's weird to look at a bid line but not an ask line. So I think I'm just going to kill the ask. It's weird to see it floating out there. There you go. Thank you, Rizwan. Appreciate that. And Glenn and everybody. Okay. What do you think? Yellow zone. Well, Ricky, that's because I'm a macro trader. Okay, shields up, red alert. Shields up, red alert. Ahem. Ahem. Anyone can see, nothing really matters to me. Yeah. What does it mean? Anyone can see. We'll see. We'll see, Baba. Yeah, it means the coffee's ready. Anyone can see. What do you think about the price action though? Purple area, right? Purple area. Is it going to do that? I don't know. That's why you have to make decisions. No, actually, that was the original Star Trek red alert. Dan, you must not have Trader's Way then. Yeah, and I don't know anything about the demo, but maybe one thing you're missing is this. I'm a new gen guy. Do this. Symbols. No, show all. Make sure you've done that. Never mad at the fact he's corrupt like a senator. Well, I have to hit my targets, right? So probably tell about then. Anyone can see. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boo, 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 boo. Boom, boom, boom. 21st century's yesterday. Yeah, just look at that. Up, 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 down, down, buy. 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 Up, 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 up. And we're in a down, down. Cool. Okay, and the other thing I'm trying to show you is price action. See, this resistance is helping to predict this support. It's not perfect, but they're guides. This resistance here helps predict that support. Okay. They're guides. They're not perfect. They're guides. Cool. Is anybody going to join the swing trading group today so that you get the day trading course on Monday? What's up? What's on your mind? XRP, yeah. Well, XRP is what, up 25% now or something? I'm not really I'm not ready to do it, Peter. I'm sorry. I'm just not emotionally ready. I don't want to be a pure crypto guy. I get Bitcoin because of the liquidity has become something, but I'm not quite there. I'm still a currency trader. So I don't know like why anyone would buy XRP. It doesn't make any sense to me, so I got to be careful. I don't treat things just for the chart, right? So I don't know. I'm not there. I'm not saying it won't be, but I'm not quite there. Well, why would you be selling, Dan? That's the part I don't understand. Okay, so then I got to look into it then, Peter. I'm just saying I'm ignorant, right? So I'll need to do some research. Yeah, why I can't, what do you mean sell? Nothing on this chart says sell. Holy smokes. Sell? What are you talking about? Yeah, I mean, thanks for bringing it up. I'm trying to it never even occurred to me. Oh, not talking about this. Well, then you have to wait till it's bearish. So until it's bearish, I don't even want to talk about it or think about it, speculate about it. Okay. So, like I said, I start on the high time frames, right? This is what we're looking at. If this rolls over, then we'll think about it then, right? So that's what I said before. Like I look at this, I look at this based on next week's pivots. I'm looking at it from a 4-hour 21. I'm looking at it. It's been bouncing at very obvious bullish prices. So I look at it and I say, okay, I'm a bull. Done. Then I drop into a 5-minute. Okay. I'm not following you, Max. What's up? Bum, 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 bum is the idea. Right? Never mad at the fact you grew up like it. I wish we could play music without getting slapped by YouTube. I just want to have like music running, have a TV going. Right? I like listening to Bloomberg in the background, or sometimes I just have the TVs on, right? Just to have a face. But now YouTube will, even if I have background music, YouTube will slap. They're like, oh my God. I probably get slapped if I sing the song. Birthdays were the worst days. Now I drink champagne when I'm thirsty. Yeah. Correct, Anthony. Yes, to my 2 young children in school. By the way, they're both in Genius programs. They're both not just the Genius program, but on top of that, they're doing the STEM program. which is science, technology, engineering, and math. My son is doing math 3 or 4 years ahead of his class. And they do robotics, and they do science Olympiad, and they're in the Air Force. My son is a non-commissioned officer in Civil Air Patrol. My daughter's in Civil Air Patrol. She's a senior airman. But my son he just ranked up. He's a senior master sergeant, working his way to chief. My daughter does a lot of public service and volunteering. Like, my kids don't have any downtime. And so I actually had to have a conversation with my daughter the other day. She's been so exhausted, right? She went, so she's in band as well, right? So she's second chair in band and went to whatever. So she's doing that on top of everything else. And the band went to, not Disney, the other one, Universal Studios. So they got in a bus, right? Checked into their hotel at 12:30. Spent the whole day at the park the next day, and then the next morning, and they get in the bus and they get back, right? I pick up my daughter from her school, right? On it's right at 12:30 in the morning. Pick her up from school, bring her back. She goes to sleep, wakes up, and then she has a whole day leadership program where she mentored young girls in Girl Scouts. All that afternoon. And then the next day she was doing something else all afternoon, volunteering something. I think it was like a homeless shelter or something. And then she gets back, and then she's got to do this, and then she's got to do this. And so last night, like, she was ready to crack. Like, now it's Thursday, and she was exhausted, and she got sick, and she's got all this homework and all this class and all this volunteer. She's not sleeping. You know, dude, she's 12 years old. Right? Like I said, in the Genius program and STEM program and music program and Civil Air Patrol and Girl Scouts and doing volunteer work and all this kind of stuff. And she almost like had a breakdown yesterday. And I said, look, when I'm in a situation like that, I just focus on keep moving. Just keep moving. And when you get there, you'll find out it's not as bad as what you think and feel in the moment. And so you'll get there, and the people around you will pick you up and give you the energy, and you can just keep moving. Just keep moving. Yeah. 12-year-old girl. Yeah. That's cool, guys. So, yes, I'm in Harvard to be a role model to my children so they see me exhausted, doing homework, doing my reading, just constant in class, doing stuff. I'm always doing stuff. I'm always somewhere doing something, right? Stuck in the lab with my pen and my pad. I think my son's into it. He's almost there, but yeah. So I've taken my son to MIT and I've taken my daughter to Harvard, given them tours and all that kind of stuff. When they turned 10, so my son turned 10, I took him to MIT. When my daughter turned 10, I took her to Harvard, just to say this is it. This is a real place. These are real buildings. These are just regular, normal kids that are going through, doing their homework, going to class. So I took her to the library, and we sat in the library and we read for a few hours in Widener Library, which is like an amazing experience. And I said, look around at these kids. Okay, they're 19, they're 20 years old. But I said, do they have anyone looking over their shoulder, telling them to study, cracking a whip like mommy and daddy would be, right? Like I said, they're here because they find something inside of them that compels them to excel, to do the work, to do their best. And I said, once they get to an institution like Harvard where they're surrounded by other people that think this way, that you're being trained and groomed to be a world leader, to give back to society because society needs you to do this. I said, they're just regular people. They're not magic. They're not, well, a few are geniuses, but most people are just really focused and they're hardworking because they have this vision of trying to make the world a better place. I feel like it's a personal responsibility. They may not know exactly what that means, but they know they want to do something. They want to contribute. And that focuses on the work. I said, now we have a whole room of just boys and girls, just a few years older, right? They're just a few years or 6 or 7 years older than you. And now they're here being groomed to be world leaders. I said, but you got to want it yourself. I said, I can't do this for you. I can't compel you to be great. You're going to have to want to fight for it and do it. As all these regular kids did too. They're just like you. And that's it. That's the speech, right? Yeah. I had a different speech with my son. I said, look, I tell him the same thing, like the world needs you. You need to give back to society. You know, you have such a better start than most people and so much more support than most people that, you know, the world needs you to do this, right? But then I say, look, you're smart, you're hardworking, all this kind of stuff. And then one day you're at a party and you're 16 years old or 15 or 14. You're at a party and all the people that you want to have as friends are there. And they start making bad choices. They don't have a vision for the future. They want to do really good in baseball. They want to kiss a girl. They want to do all their normal things. But they don't have this vision of, you know, changing the world, this responsibility of taking care of all of society. I said, you're going to be at this party and all the people that you want to like you are about to make a bad decision. They're deciding, hey man, do you want to do some drugs? And I said, you're going to have to make a choice. You will have to abandon all these people around you, right? And you want to be a part of their group. You want them to like you. You want them to be your friend. This is something that you want, and you need to walk away. You need to walk away. And I said, the only thing that is going to give you that strength is to know that they're going to come out very average and live very average lives. And you're not average. You're above average. They will need you to make better choices. And you will need the strength and confidence to walk away. And then I told a story, my own experience as a 13-year-old. All my friends, because I grew up poor, all my friends were actively involved in criminal activity. Stealing cars, breaking into stores at night to steal electronics. And I'm like, oh my God, which is a pretty normal thing for kind of that kind of neighborhood where I grew up. And for some reason, I felt like I wanted to achieve something. I even knew it then. I knew it then. I didn't know what that meant, but I wanted to do something great with my life. And these are my friends I grew up with since first grade. Okay? I'm in high school. Okay? These are all my closest friends. The band of brothers that I've had since first grade. And I said, I'm out. I don't want to be associated with any of you anymore. I walked away from my entire band of brothers. So I get how difficult that is. Very, very difficult. That was a very difficult choice for a young man to make. I remember it just like it was yesterday. It was that big of a deal. It was a very big deal. It was awkward. And, you know, some of these guys are like my neighbors, you know, like this is my core group. So very, very difficult. Well, it's just what life is, right? Do you know the secret to sustainable happiness? It's not drugs, it's not alcohol, it's not cars, it's not watches, it's not houses, right? The secret to sustainable happiness is the people that you surround yourself and your contribution to their lives. That's been studied and proven to provide sustainable, long-term happiness, internal, true peace. So, I'm not wearing a watch. I don't own a car. And I'm trying my best to be happy. Thank you, Barry. Maybe. So these are the conversations I have with my very own children. I hope you appreciate that I'm letting you into my very personal, very intimate life. These are real conversations with my children. But there's I don't know. There's something to it, I guess. So this is how slow scalping is now. When I first started trading Forex, um, you could almost not even watch because it'd go like we would have been in 5 trades by now. So this is why I spend a lot less time on the scalping mode. Plus, of course, I've been in school for almost 5 years now. So I have a lot less time for scalping. But my form of scalping back in the day, like honestly, you'd pull the trigger and make 10 or 15 pips, like the traditional old school scalping, somewhere between 10 and 25 pips. That would take 6 minutes. It'd be 8 minutes, 10 minutes, and they're done. And then I get ready for the next pullback, and oh, there's another one. Chow, drop a stop, and 10, 12 minutes later, boom, 25 pips. Here comes the next pullback. Now it's like we sit here for an hour and maybe we get a setup. And then it takes another 3 hours to make 25 pips. So this is another reason I focus a lot less on scalping. From my point of view, it's slow as molasses on a cold Georgia morning. So I kind of love making a trade in the Asian session, going to bed, waking up. I got 60 pips. Good. Move my stop. Right? Because it seems like it's just as quick now. I place my trade, I go to bed, I wake up, move my stop. Yay! Right? So anyways. Well, I actually like all forms, but it's just very hard This is why I don't do like the old FX bootcamp style of like 20 hours a day, because so little happens as compared, right? Compared to what used to be the way the market behaved. Okay. So back in the day, though, in the very, 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 very early days, I would sit for about 5 or 6 hours. People would trade with me, and I would just run like a radio station in the background, just awesome music and stuff. And I'd talk over the music every once in a while. I'm like, okay, we're coming out. Look at the 5 minute cross. And everyone's like, yay. And then the news would come out, and oh, cool. And, but the news would come out. Like retail sales just came out. Like by and large, nothing happened, right? Retail sales used to come out and move 300 pips. Now it moved, what, 13? Not even 13, right? Yeah, Book Fixer. Yeah, those were the days, man. That's even before Hotcom. I think you were Hotcom back then, right, Jimmy? Those Hotcom days. Yeah. Um, that was fun. Like I would do that for a while. I'd do that for a week or something. But I want to play music. I want to have fun. I want to have the news going. I don't generally just sit here, right? We're just sitting here on a 1 minute chart on Bitcoin. 1 minute chart on Bitcoin, and it's stalled out. Nothing's happening. That's funny, Anthony. Yeah, I do remember one time I was at the FXCM Expo in New York, and there was a group of us talking, and it was right next to the Trade the News booth that when they first launched. I think it was the first time FX Street had ever gone to a conference, and so this was in New York and whatever. I think Larry Kudlow was a speaker. So, anyways, we're hanging out in this group of FX boot campers talking about trading, and some guy he'd walked by us and to use the bathroom, get a drink. And he walked by us again, and he heard us talking both times. He's like, "Hey, I guess I was saying something bad about Forex Made Easy." He's like, "Man, I just bought that like literally an hour ago." He's like, "You think it was a bad decision?" And I turned to him and I'm like, "Well, it depends on how. It depends. Like, how much did you pay?" He's like, $7,000. So we walked to a payphone. This is how long ago it was. We walked to a payphone, and he got on the phone and canceled his order and got his money back. Like another Forex soul saved. Yeah. It was great. I remember the conversation too. That's how vivid it is. We were talking about at the time non-farm payrolls would come out and jump 300 pips, right? In the first minute, it would gap 300 pips. So there was what we were talking about is you would open up 4 or more brokers. Okay. So imagine having 4 or 5 or 6 different MT4 platforms in front of you, all on Euro USD, all maybe on a 5 minute chart. Okay. Each different brokers. And we would arbitrage it. Oh, anybody interested in this? We would arbitrage between brokers. How many people want to hear this story? Sounds interesting, right? So here's what would happen. You'd get down, so all the prices were essentially exactly the same, right? And then you'd get 1 or 2 minutes before NFP and it would start going, all the charts are going crazy. And then NFP would be released, right? 272,000. And 5 brokers would go straight up and 1 would drop. Ho, 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 ho. What do you think was happening? This is old school, by the way, guys. It won't work anymore. This is when Forex was completely unregulated. Not lag. 5 of them jumped and 1 turned red. It's not lag. What happened? Type in a question mark if you're not sure. The broker, the unscrupulous scumbag, lying, thievery, devilish broker, traded down against all their clients, hit all their stops or forced them out of the trade, and got all the suckers to sell. Because they're like, oh my God, look at the big red candle. Sell, 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 sell. Like sheep. And then what happened 30 seconds later? Wiped out all the suckers too. Stopped out everyone that traded before the news, and then stopped out all the people that traded after the news, and the broker made like millions of dollars in 1 minute trading against their clients because they could see all the orders, right? So they would purposely drop the market, knock all the longs out, and then get all the loser traders to sell on the red candle, and then open it back up to the open market, which then would skyrocket 300 pips. And all of a sudden, everyone that shorted after the news release each lost 100 pips. Because it went up the other way, and now all those guys got knocked out. And everyone long lost money, everybody short. And I heard stories. So a lot of people that are in the Forex business, they all started around the same time, a couple of years before me. But we were sitting around. It was like Todd Gordon, Ashraf Ladi, me, and might have been Buzzio, who used to work at FXCM. But they used to all kind of work together somewhere. But they were talking about one day. I think it was them. I should take it back. I think they were talking about somebody, not their experience, but whatever. The story goes like this. The boss comes out onto the trading floor. There's all the I don't know, brokers or whatever you want to call them at this firm. And the boss comes out and says, no clients make money today. So I don't think it was them. They were telling me of a story of someone else. But like, can you imagine? Like the boss comes out, no clients make money today, which means you just got to gap everyone down and gap the other guys up, and you got to flip and, oh my God. So those days don't exist anymore, of course, now that it is regulated and stuff. Right? But wowzer. So anyways, if you knew that, you could use it against them. So if you had 6 brokers open and 5 of them all showed green candles in the first 10 seconds, and one of them showed a red candle, you're like, those son of a bitches are lying. And so you would buy the dip. Yeah, shut the front door. So you buy the dip on the one that was cheating because you knew they were cheating. So you do like a 100 300 OCO. So you would enter 100 pips down, and you'd hope it wouldn't drop 200 pips. Most likely it would kind of stop around there, knock everybody out, and then pop 300 pips from there. So you'd get your 300 pips. Close it. Yeah, well, it was something that we had to do. I mean, you had to be, I don't know. Well, it's not a true pump and dump. That's a true manipulation and lying and fraud. It's not a pump and dump. Okay, a classic pump and dump is being long a stock, a cash stock. So you're long some sort of medium-sized company, like not an Apple or a Google or something, but you're long AMD shares. Okay, Advanced Micro Devices, and you want to dump a block order. Okay, so you want to dump 10,000 shares of AMD. I don't know if that's a large order or not, but let's say it is a large order. You want to dump it, but the thing is, if you dump it, you're going to drop the price. You understand that? You're going to drop the price. Nobody wants that. So what you could do then is at the market open, buy the futures because you want to sell the cash. So you want to buy futures, but your futures are leveraged 40 to 1. So 1 million buys you 40 million. 10 million buys you $400 million. Okay? So what you want to do with a pump and dump is at the open, drive the market up in the futures market. Okay? And then when everyone's eager, they're like, oh, it's the Dukes, it's the Dukes. Somebody knows something. And all of a sudden you get this buying frenzy because the stock market opens hot. And then you dump your cash position. Boom, 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 boom. You just dump your cash into a feeding frenzy. I liken it to chum for sharks. You throw the chum in the water, the sharks show up, right? So in this case, you drive up the futures market on the open. Everyone sees big green candles. And so now everyone's in a buying mood, and you sell into the buyers so that you don't drop the stock price too fast and scare people into selling. You want to convince people to buy. You don't want everyone to sell. So you create the illusion of the upward movement. Everyone starts to buy, and you sell as many shares as you possibly can without lowering the price. And then you take profit because you drove the market up. You take profit on your futures trade, and you're taking profit on your cash position. And then you're done in about 10 minutes. You're out. You're like, cool, man. Out. That's a pump and dump. Cool, right? So here we are. 1 minute chart. Bitcoin. Slow as molasses. But what are we looking for, right? Beautiful. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. It's just slow as molasses on a cold Georgia morning. That's all. So what's the next move here? Okay. Yeah. Well, typically Bitcoin is pretty fast moving. Like, was it Monday? I had one Bitcoin on Monday. And it was like 9,800. And it goes through the process of confirming, that kind of stuff. And by the time it confirmed and I cashed out, Bitcoin went from 9,800 to 10,380, I think is where I got out. Made $500 on Bitcoin in a matter of like minutes, really. Well, he was more of a penny stock guy originally, anyways. Sort of, yeah. I mean, same thing with oil and gold. They set it up and monetize it that way. So oil is still generally positive. Where's my pound? Pound is still farting around above the 130 level, so that's working out okay for me currently. Where's my CAD yen? Oh, that's been bad for me. So I gave up some profit on the CAD yen. Yeah, I got to be careful with the oil. So I should watch the euro yen because that was on a support. I was trying to get the extra 100 pips, I think, on it, wasn't it? It's always when you're going for like just 100 pips more and then I'll get out, I swear, right? That's often when you get into trouble. Just one more 100 pips. Just 100 pips more and then I'll get out, I swear. But, so let's see where we are in that idea. That is a price that I'm good with. It's not a good setup, but it's an acceptable setup. So I'm going to move here. I'm going to move. Give me the juice. I'm going to move my stop. Okay, that's 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100. All right. I could even lock in really more, actually, but I don't want to do it. So that's two trades now that I have a minimum worst case scenario of 100 pips profit. Grind wants to know the difference between hard assets and being in a futures or Forex type market. The thing is, trading is work. Trading is work. If you buy an apartment building, it's not work. So eventually you want to get to a place, whatever your goal is. Let's say you'd be happy if you made $250,000 a year. Let's say that's good enough. Okay. So you build up some assets on Forex, and at some point you buy a cheap apartment building. And then you work another 10 years in Forex and you have enough money to buy a second cheap apartment building. And maybe by the time you're an old man or an old woman, you got 3 apartment buildings. And they produce, after all your expenses and all your taxes and all the financing charge, combined, you make $250,000 a year in your pocket, and you don't have to get out of bed. You don't mow the lawn. You don't do anything. You just you sit outside or you travel the world, you go on cruises, and rent goes into your pocket. And you do absolutely nothing. You don't think about it. You don't stress about it. You don't lift a finger. You don't get out of bed. You just sit out and sit out on the deck, suntan, sipping on your sweet tea, and it didn't even occur to you about money. You don't even think about money. You got it. I mean, you're done. That's where you want to be. If you work, you're poor. But that's what it's all about. Okay? That's where you want to get. Now, to get from A to B, you're going to need cash flow, right? That's what Forex is. You buy and sell money. It's beautiful. It's completely liquid. Your apartment building's not liquid. So, when people panic, they want to sell things. And if everyone's panicking, you're going to sell low, and it's going to be difficult to find a buyer. So that's bad, right? What you want is, when the market tanks, people still have to live somewhere, and people that lose their houses have to rent. And if renters can't afford their rent or lose their job, they're going to have to go to a cheaper building. That's all. And people that used to own houses now lost their houses, so now they're going to rent from you. So it's always a renter's market, especially in a bad scenario. So in that case, you don't think about it at all. In fact, your real plan is to never, ever, 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 ever sell. Never sell. So you own these buildings and you will leave it in a trust for your children, and it'll earn income. And even if you die early and your children are still young, it'll collect rent and it will provide for your children, right? The trust will earn the money and pay out and everything will be done. Or they'll own it as assets, right? So that when they graduate from university or from grad school, you can buy them a house. You're so far ahead in the game if you get a house early in your adult career. Because generally what happens is you work, save, and then you buy a house and right, or pay off your school loans. And you're decades behind. And you have to remember, it's assets under management times time, right? So you lose a decade just kind of getting started in the game. If you can give your children an asset, like here is a home, they are 10 years ahead, which means when they retire, instead of having 2 or 3 million, they'll have 10 or 12 million because of that 10-year gap that you filled for them to get them into a house. They own an asset. They can borrow against the asset. They're not spending cash. They're not losing cash. They're not spending rent. They're taking that and they're saving that and saving that and saving that. So that 10 extra years just exponentially changes their outcome, which now changes their life and their children. And so now your grandchildren are going to be in a way significantly better situation that your children had, and your children had it better than you, and hopefully you set something up that was better than what you were given, right? And now you have legacy. We're not talking about driving the yellow Lamborghini, right? We're talking about sustainable happiness. Yeah, that's how you do it. Birmingham, Alabama. Now gangsta. Right? Yeah, that's how you do it. So 10 times, not quite, but almost 10 times return on investment. But the point is you'll never sell it, but now you can borrow against your equity. Okay? But what'll happen though is you're sitting on $8,000 a month coming in, just rolling in. Okay? And once you get to your magic number, whatever that is, maybe it's 10, maybe it's 20, whatever it is, you'll get to your magic number. And now imagine never thinking about money again the rest of your life. And when the day you die, all the people that you love and care about have been taken care of after you're gone, and you will die in peace. And it's only money. It's money. That's the thing. Money is such an abstract thing. Most people spend it. It's the dumbest thing ever. Money is not for spending. Okay? And we're going to leave there. So I got that locked in. Oops. Son of a... Hang on, I got to move this again. 100 pips? 100, 110, 107, 106, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Son of a bitch. What did I do? Grab the actual trade? Stop loss. All right, should be fine. 80, 90. Cool. Yeah. So we're just farting around with that. And I guess we should end by going back to our Bitcoin. No, I had it here. Go back to our Bitcoin. And we're just slowly zipping around. Cool. That's the problem, guys. Scalping is just not what it used to be. Not what it used to be. Okay, cool. So thank you for being on my team. Thank you for spending a whole week with me. I'd appreciate it if you could click the thumbs up, the little like button. And I'd also appreciate if you left comments, maybe something you learned this week. If you could put that under the recorded video, that would be great. It's been long, it's been tough, it's been real. I'm going to now do some homework, and then I'm also going to prepare for the course that I'm doing on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And I have family coming over, and they're bringing their family and children, and little toddlers are going to be running around the house. I'm going to be feeding large groups of people coming from all over. It's going to be great. And then I'm going to have to say, excuse me, everyone, I will step out. I am going to spend time with my swing trading group today. Of course, that's what's going down on Monday. So while it's a holiday and while I'm entertaining family, right? Mother and fathers-in-laws and brother-in-laws and nieces and nephews and whatever, a grandniece, nephew, whatever, like all these people are going to be at my house. I will be providing for all of them as much generosity as I possibly can. And then I'm going to step out and spend time with my swing trading group because, well, you guys are family too. So most people might just take the day off. I'm going to teach a bunch of people how to day trade. So maybe I'll see you over there on Monday, which also, I guess what I'm saying is the regular free webinar on Monday is closed. The markets are closed. It's a holiday in the United States. But if you're in the swing trading group, we will be doing day trading, 11 a.m. ET. I don't know how long each lesson's going to be, somewhere between 45 minutes to an hour and a half. I really don't know. I haven't done it before. Okay? And so there'll be day 1, day 2, and day 3 is how I have it planned right now. So, have a wonderful weekend. I wanted to do full webcam. There you go. Have a wonderful weekend. Peace on earth. May the pips be with you. May your profits be above average. And again, thank you for being on my team.